Hey everybody, KP here. I'm going to be doing another jerky video. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. As you see here, got a nice London broil. Every time I make jerky, I always do London broil. And there's a lot of fat in there. This is not going to be that hard to cut out, but when you got veins like this, that's what makes it a little harder to make jerky. But with me, with my jerky doesn't last long. So, yeah. Dogs. Now I want to come in. All right, don't talk in. Wait, bud. Knock it off, Thor. Seriously, I'm trying to do a video here. Go ahead and start cutting the fat off. Seriously? You gonna come in here and hack up a lung. Oh, I swear. Hey, what you challenging me for? I don't know who you think you are. I'm challenging you. You ain't nobody. Samson's over here challenging me. Trying to cut off as much fat as possible. So it'll last a lot longer. I'm so used to having my light on this side. But it ain't happening because I got my dehydrator over there. I like to have my meat a little thick. But that's just me. Cut your meat as thick as you want it. Since I had to cut that at an angle, it's throwing my my cuts off. So you want to have your meat somewhat frozen, so it makes it a little stiffer. Makes it a lot easier to cut. Let me go ahead and turn this around. Make it easier on me since I'm a lefty. Now it puts a shadow on it. Got all kind of eyeballs looking at me over here. Everybody's wanting my jerky meat. They know they normally get their handouts. These are a lot thinner than what I normally cut them, but I'm just showing you. You can have it that thin, or you can have it thicker like I like. The thicker ones takes a lot longer to dehydrate, but I like it thick. And I got time, so. Also, you can cut your meat this way, or this way like I'm cutting. I'm cutting it this way because I like the chew. Cut it against the grain of the meat. It's more for the pull. Alright, solder. Samson. No, you don't get none, cat. Thor. Solder. Samson. I don't want to hear it. Alright. That's all the extra meat, the fat, all I got. Okay? Now go lay down. As you can see, my table is shaking a little bit with me cutting it. I did sharpen my knife before I started this. But with it being somewhat frozen, which as you can see with my fingers pushing in on it, it's thawing out the meat. It makes the table shake a little bit. As you see, there's a lot of fat in there, which my jerky is not going to be a long term. It's more of a short term. So this will be eaten within a couple days for sure. Meow, nothing. Oh boy. Can't help it, you don't get the fat. And as you see how much meat I already got on just this one London broil. I think it was like 1.5 pounds or so. Don't you get up here. I'll make some cat jerky. The good thing about when you cut your meat, you can make it as long as you want or as short as you want. But up. Insert naughty jerk joke there. I make some thick, some thin. Doesn't really matter. But what's fun part about doing this is when I marinate it. My marinade with the meat going into the marinade, here you go. It tends to sit on top of each other and it doesn't marinate properly. So you might want to do multiple containers of marinade, so that way you don't have nothing sitting on top of it. A couple more thick ones. Go with some thin ones. Go away. Y'all had y'all's already. Put that on the side for now. And I find that when you have them too thin, it does have a lot of shrinkage, and it doesn't take as long, but it's not as good because it doesn't soak up as much flavor, in my opinion. I don't have no teriyaki sauce, but I do have soy sauce, which is one of the ingredients. Soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, apple cider vinegar. There you go. Too small. There you go. You didn't catch it, did? All right. Now here comes the fun part. I don't want to hear it. Crazy cat. Normally you'd marinate your jerky 4 to 6 hours, but me, I like my jerky really flavorful, so I normally marinate it overnight. Come on, work with me, work with me. This would be a good time for a familiar knife. It's not wanting to cut like that neither. I guess my knife's not sharp enough. But oh well. When you got thicker chunks like this, I just cut it up into pieces like that. And go from there. Nice jerky. Almost. As you can see here, I got 2 containers because I got so much meat to put in there. I done used what left I have of my Worcestershire sauce, which is pretty much a cup. I went ahead and broke it down into the 2 different containers. I don't really measure, but I know by my eyesight on how much I'm putting in. So it always works for me. Now I'll put it in the apple cider vinegar. I like how it mixes the stuff in there. Make sure this ain't expired. Oh, 26. Okay, cool. You definitely smell that apple cider vinegar. I always shake my my liquids up before I pour them in. Little lagniappe never hurt. I'm not making your traditional teriyaki jerky. I'm just basically doing regular jerky. Since I'm starting this jerky on a Saturday night, I'll be starting to cook it tomorrow morning. Alright. Bring my meat in. With the bigger container, I'm going to put the bigger meat. I'm not going to add my seasoning just yet. Make sure you get both sides good coverage. You better stop challenging me. You don't realize that by challenging me, the other 2 dogs are going to go after you because they know the patriarchy here. They know I'm the dominant person, not you. So you better calm your puppy self down, Samson, because Thor and Sauter will get you. Oh, now you're going to bow? Mm-hmm. My thicker slices and all that. Smaller ones. That's a bigger one. And a sticker too. Try not to set them on top of each other. Seriously. Hack it up, Thor. Hack it up. Yeah, I think he's got heartworm, so I don't know. Okay, got some room right there. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that down. It's got a tail. That's pretty much how I marinated, just like that. But I got extra meat left over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this marinate for a few hours. Then I'm gonna take the extra meat and put it in there. Take the other ones out, put the extra meat in there. Let it marinate for a couple hours. That way it gets the flavor throughout. And then we're putting the rest of it in there. It's not gonna hurt it because it will already have the marinade all within the meat. Let's see what kind of seasoning I want to use. Let's do a mixture. Normally when I do my meats, I'm always using one or the other. So I'm going to do a combination. Zydeco Fire. You can get this online. Says it on the back how you can get it. You can friend them on Facebook and they ship all over the place. I don't know too much about the salty cracker, if he ships out or not. But I'm going to be using a combination of this one and Zydeco. I'm just going to sprinkle it on there. That way it just sits in the marinade. And when I go to flip it, it'll help grab hold to the meat. I notice the Zydeco is covering a little bit better than the salty cracker. Anyway. Now that I got that done, I'll set that on the side. I'll put a lid on here, refrigerate it for a few hours, and I'm gonna come back and take those out, put those back on the cutting board, season them, take the other meat that I have left over, put that in there, and let it marinate. I'm not sure if I'm going to video all of the meat being marinated. There's no real point in it because you pretty much got the gist of how it is right now. This is what all I got left for the jerky. I would do a third container, but I ran out of Worcestershire sauce, and that's one of the founding ingredients to beef jerky. Poor planning on my part. Oh well. But still works out to the same. It's just that's going to take a little while longer to marinate. And with me doing it this way, it won't take as long. As y'all know in my previous videos, I always didn't use a dehydrator. Now I got one, and I'm going to use it. And I can make a whole bunch of jerky at one time. Compared to doing it in cookie trays and pans in the oven. This, you got more of a regulated airflow compared to the cookie sheets with the grills and stuff like that, over doing it this way compared to my other way. So let's get this stuff marinated and start the next part of this video when it's ready to go. Alright, it's the next day, and meat has marinated overnight. I had flipped it. Now I got everything put in two containers. What you want to do is try to get all the liquid off which I must set them all out. After shaking them off a little bit, get a lot of that marinade off. And I'm gonna come back with a paper towel. I'm gonna dry them off. This will easily be gone today or tomorrow, depending on how long it takes to get cooked. I know I have plenty of room in the dehydrator to do it all at the same time. But there's differences in the thickness of the cuts that I made. And that's what's going to determine how long it's going to take. What, Samson? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands, dry them off, then grab a paper towel, and lightly dap the jerky. You want to get off any excess juices before you put it in the dehydrator to make the process go evenly. Let me get a plate. That way I can dry it off and put it on the side. As you can see, my meat is nice and brown with the marinade. Good to go. Time for another paper towel. Now I'm running out of room in this plate. So, since I'm running out of room, I'm going to go ahead and season my meat. The meat still looks a little wet. All right. I'm going to do some of my Zydeco and some with salty cracker. As you see, it's still got a little bit of moisture coming, seeping through the meat, especially with my marinade. Now I'm going to go ahead and, since I got all these seasoned, I'm going to go ahead and just stick them in. You can use red pepper and stuff like that on them. I'm not sure if I've got any. I'm going to have to go check. But we'll see. Make some spicier than others. There's one. Let me go see if I got some red pepper. I'm not going to use no cayenne pepper. That's a little too spicy. Another thing you have to use too when you're doing your marinade, you can also use crab oil. That spices it up a little bit. But I didn't put none of that in there. Well, since I didn't have any red pepper, I went ahead and just used this. Get a little extra salt. As you can see, I still got plenty of seasoning already left over, so it's going to help with the next of my jerky. All right. Anything else in there? No, there's nothing else up in there. Alright, trying to get the other one. These are the more thicker ones. More. As you can see how thick that is compared to this one. Hack it up, Thor, hack it up. Like I said earlier, I like the chew of the jerky, not the pull. Some people like the pull, some people like the chew. I'm a chew kind of person. There's a little one. I hear you. I got nothing for you, dude. No, nothing. And Sauter's still laying over here expecting a hand up. Not happening. No, nothing. I got nothing for you. That's getting annoying to me. I'm gonna have to cut it off. I don't want to hear it. Most people use gloves, but why should I use gloves when I'm going to be the one that's eating this? Yeah. You better not get on that table. I'll make cat jerky. Ugh. But I did forget to tell y'all, when I was making my marinade, liquid smoke, I did use it. I just forgot to talk about it in the video. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get some more paper towel. I'm going to pat that one, get it as dry as I can. Go ahead and take this, put this elsewhere for the time being. Since I used my Zydeco in that batch there, I'm going to use salted cracker on this one. These seasonings are not really what you would call spicy. Just adds a lot of flavor. Good thing about Zydeco, it's already got garlic in it, so I don't have to really do garlic in it Add extra garlic to my jerky. There's some of it's on there. That's good enough. There's a thickens. Yep. And I still got a bunch more in the container. Too light. Don't bother me. I'm gonna get this done. Before I move on to the next step. There we go. Helpful tip, wash your dishes as you go when you're cooking. Makes cleanup a lot easier and faster. Yeah, sorry. All right, let's move this one on. Seriously? You gonna bark at the kitten? I ain't got that much more left. Alright. I'm going to put these back on. You can use any kind of cut of meat that you like. I just like using London broil. Seems like it goes so much easier. Getting down to the bite size. And that's the last one. Yep. Okay. Try to get all the excess off. Hoping to pick up a lot of this seasoning that's on the plate already, so I don't have to do both sides. Yes, there's still some fat in there. Like I said, this normally doesn't last long around my house. So. And I'm steadily washing my hands too as I go. All right. So the last bit's gonna be some Zydeco. Well, it doesn't have much on there, but it does have some. And that's the last piece. This is the first time of using a dehydrator, so it's test and go with me. Okay. I was kind of hoping that this had some kind of thermostat on it to set it up, but I don't seem to see any. So, oh well. I'll let it run for 3 hours and keep testing as it goes. I'll see y'all when I go to test it out again. Later. All right, it's been about 4 hours now, I checked it earlier, and it was done. Okay, let's see. Kind of rubbery, but it's thin. Yep, definitely done. Those are the thicker ones. Definitely got to chew to it. So that's how I make my jerky. Sorry that the video was so long, but I went through all the processes and had to show y'all. Alrighty, see you.